Hey everyone, this is Nate and this is the Nader Tater channel. Let's do a unboxing video of this Nooie doorbell camera. So this guy is 2K resolution. It's got a built-in battery that can last up to 10 months. It does day and night vision, and it has a built-in motion sensor that can detect motion, 50 feet away. And then it's got several features that I want to talk about in detail as I open it up and show you guys. One of the key things is that it has both local storage options, which are free, or cloud storage if you really prefer to have the storage of the files somewhere offsite of your house. And then it has a lot of different adjustabilities and features that you can set up, and then it has obviously an easy to use app that you can use to look at it live or to get notified. And then with the package itself, it comes with the chime that has adjustable doorbell sounds, so that you can have, when the person presses the button on the camera, it can make different noises on both the app and the included doorbell that you plug in somewhere on the inside of your house. So let's open it up and see what's inside the package, and then we'll go through and some more of the features and show you how to do the setup. Okay, before I discard this stuff off frame of the camera, just a quick note is that there is no plastic or styrofoam, that kind of stuff. It's all this cardboard, so paper recyclable material. The only plastic is around this battery and a little bit here around the cabling, but otherwise they tend to use kind of sustainable or recyclable materials, which is kind of neat. And then if you look at the actual product itself as well, they tend to have more of this neutral color theme, which is very different than most of the other ones, which are normally white or black. Sometimes you can get like a bronze or something else out there, but that's maybe one of the things that kind of differentiate Nooie from some of the other cameras. So what you can see here that it comes with, this is the camera itself. It's got this cover on it that I'll take off here to expose the lens. That's just a sticker there. And that's the camera, and then here is the PIR sensor, so that's what would detect the motion. And then here they give you two different mounts that work for mounting this onto a wall, and one of them is angled. And so the point of that, it has a taper to it, is if you want, typically this doorbell is going to be either the right side or the left side of the door, and so it makes most sense typically to angle it towards the center of the walkway. That's what this one would do. And then this other one is just the one that you would need on the wall if you wanted just to be straight ahead for looking. Here is the little doorbell. So this one is what has a speaker in it that plays the sound, as well as a little slot for a micro SD card that you can do for local storage. The other interesting thing here is that it has an Ethernet port there that you can use as well. Okay, and then for the camera itself, it has this large battery here. And this, like I said, it's up to 10 months of battery storage without having to recharge it. But if you do need to, or when you need to recharge it, should I say, it does just pop out of this guy quite easily. And you can take it inside and then plug it in with a USB-C port. Alright, so in addition to the USB cable, they also give you a Ethernet cable here short, which I showed, can plug into this base station or the chime right here. Alright, and then in the packaging they give you some stickers that you can put on a window that says, hey, you're being watched. And then they also have another sticker that is a template for mounting, so if you needed to be able to place this on there and drill holes, for example, in brick or stone, this would give you a template to do that. Otherwise, if it's just wood or siding that you're going into, you can just take the screw and put it through here and screw it directly in and use these as a guide pretty easily. And then in here is the screws and anchors that you can use to secure it as well. So that's pretty much the gist of what they include in this packaging. Alright, and then it actually comes with, and I put a sticker over top of it, sorry, but it actually comes with an instruction book. And I will say, most other products that I get and I look at, they typically completely forego the instruction book, and maybe at best they give you a QR code or a reference that says, hey, download the app, and then the app will tell you all of the steps. Well, this does a better job than that, and what I like about it is that it gives you things like the LED indicator. So this light on here, it'll tell you what the different colors mean or flashing patterns so that you know what's wrong. I've had some other products that I've had to actually go online and find out through a manual online of what a certain light actually means, because it wasn't included in like the quick start guide. So this has stuff like that. All right, so this is where, like, typically the quick start guide is just this one page, and it'll give you a QR code to download the app. So I will do that here in a second, but just to kind of go through some of these other instructions that it tells you why you might want to use Ethernet cable. Obviously, it's better than a wireless connection if it's possible, and the camera can, I think, support both 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz channels out there. Alright, and then in the back it has a troubleshooting and frequently asked questions guide. So these would be for the most common questions they get if something doesn't work, if the doorbell subnet doesn't play, if it can't connect to the network. They give you some ideas of things to go after that. But I think it's time for us to set it up. So let me download the Nooie app, and then we will get right to it. Alright, so this is an Android tablet, but it's obviously easier for me to kind of work with than a phone. But a phone works just as well as iPhone. So for me, I went to the Google Play Store, typed in Nooie, and it comes up with this Nooie app. So this is the one that I'm going to go ahead and install and sign up for. Alright, so after I open the app, this is my first time using Nooie, so I had to create an account. So I did the sign up where I type in my email address and my name, and then it sends a code to my email address to then type in here. So let me do that here right now. I'm reading off my computer. Alright, so now it is creating my home. Alright, so now to add a device, I probably need to go ahead and plug it in. So I should go ahead and plug in this port here. Alright, so now I've plugged the battery in for the first time. You can see the blinking light there. Let me go ahead and add a device, and I'm going to do this one's the doorbell camera. And so I'm going, I guess I need to plug in this base guy here. So I'm going to do wireless because it's the easiest for right now. Alright, so I'm going to do the wireless connection. I have the base station plugged in right over there. I have the camera on as well. So my base station needs to be in a place with good Wi-Fi. Okay, so to do the setup here, we need to press the button on the base station to get it to flash blue. There it is. And then on here, on the back side, is a little reset button. And they do give you a reset button tool here in the kit that you can just use to press this once. And then this will make some noise and flash white here. So we'll go to the next button here. Alright, so it says it's completed now, and it made that little noise. We will call it doorbell. And then now what it's saying is, you need to install it wherever you're going to place it, so you can get the field of view and help determine if you need to have one of these angle kits on it or not. I think for me, I'm going to just pretend like I have it installed for right now and just go through this. Okay, so they are added and they are paired up, and they both went through firmware updates or software updates. As I clicked on them, they said, hey, updates available. So I went ahead and did that for both of them. And these are newer products, so I guess that's common for the course here. And it did take several minutes for those to happen, and then the devices to reboot. But now you can see a preview here. That's not a live view, it's just a preview. But if I were to go to a live view, what you'll see is, this is only, whatever that is, maybe 3 feet away tops. If I click play, you'll see that even that close of a camera, I get a full field of view here of not only me, but all the way over to there. And you can see this is 2K resolution, so it's very good quality. And I think, I'm not sure, I think if I turn this sideways, yep. If I turn it sideways, then I can see it big here. And now the other kind of cool thing is that it can integrate with both Alexa and Google. So that display there, I can have it show that. So I'll show you that setting there of how you can do that yourself. And then just for clarity's sake here, I'm going to press the button. Now unfortunately I have this thing kind of jerry-rigged to stand up. I said the A word, so that guy over there is responding to me. But if I press this button here, we'll see what, it's already detecting me. You can see at the top of the screen. But if I press this button, that guy instantly rings, this app instantly rings, and then for your tablet or your phone, it's going to show you this preview. So now that's me live, and I can either choose a quick response that sends back a response, or I can click accept and it will go and put me in a live two-way conversation. So quick response, I'll just say, please leave the package, and it'll say please leave the package. So we can set up some of these other settings in here. So let me just go through them real fast. Let me put this guy down so I don't break it by having it fall over. But let's go in here to the doorbell, and we'll see that, okay, now it says the firmware is the 1.3.3 and no updates. Before it said update available. And if I go to settings, there's not a lot, but you can pick different ringtones here. There's just a couple ringtones. Looks like you can download some of them, maybe like seasonal ones, because this is New Year 2022. And then over here we have the volume that you can change on how loud it is for the inside unit. And then the time, to make sure that your time is synced based off your location. And then storage, right now I do not have a SD card in there, but if I did, it would show that, and would have how much space is available and whatnot. So now let's go back to the camera here, and if I look down here, there's a couple things you can do. One is like recording, taking a picture. You can have these different alarm, and then you can have the sound, the microphone, and the speaker on if you want to hear what is being said. And then on the top here is its settings page. So this one is the general settings. You can see you can change the name. The battery, I have not charged it, so it came at about 28%. There's my camera model, the IP, and whatnot. Let's go back here to audio video to see. Here it says yes, there is going to be sound on there. This is where you can set up a couple of recorded messages for the quick response. So if you don't like the "we'll be right there" or "please leave the package," you can set up your own, which will be your own voice recording that then you can play out to people on command there when they press the doorbell button. And then next is night vision. If you want to have that on or off, that's for the IR light. I'm going to have that on. And then the anti-flicker, really that's more of indoor stuff typically, because it's the light, the frequency of the lights is pulsing at. And then next here we have the recording length. So this is where you can adjust the recording length. I typically like the longest possible. So I'm going to go in here and go ahead and pick the 20-second recording length. That will make it record the longest out there. Alright, so that's the audio video one. Now we go to the Pir detection. This is where you can set up the sensitivity of that motion detection and how far away it shows here, the 10 feet or 20 feet. You obviously have to play with that based off your specific situation for your porch or your doorway. And then here you can have a schedule where you can set it up for if you only want it certain times a day to detect the motion. You can set that up here. And then also you can do the human shape detection. So this will just help alert you at the drop down push notification says a human detected versus just motion detected, right? So we can see what this little question mark said. Just says if it's a human, and then detection zone. So this is great if you want to set up specific areas of the field of view as the detection zone. Alright, so here on the detection zone, it's a little confusing at first because I already clicked on it, but then on the top right you have to hit edit in order to actually get it, and then now that's when you can see these little orange corners that then you can adjust. Now the downside to this is that it looks like it does trap you in to a single rectangle, so you aren't able to rotate it or select kind of a unique shape. You have to stay with a rectangle square type format here. So that's one downside I see right there, but maybe that's something that will be updated with some firmware stuff. Okay, so next is the anti-theft alarm. That will obviously have it go off if someone takes this device off of the holder there. All right, and then storage, you do get a 14-day free trial if you want to test it out. So this will allow you to get your 7 days of recordings automatically saved onto the cloud there, and so they're backed up and protected there. And then obviously the SD card is the other option out there. And then next is sharing. So now you can either give it to another user by their email address. They have to have the app obviously for them to get access to it. So this will allow them to view it and look at it, but it will not allow them to go in there and change all the settings about the account itself. Alright, and so let's see what it does for this Google Assistant and how I can get it to work. So it looks like you have to go into the Google Home device, and then you would add the Nooie as something that is a already set up device, and then Google would link to it, and then we would be able to play the video screen on the Google displays themselves. Alright, hopefully you like this video. Now obviously if you want to see some more content check out my channel. I will be doing a video in-depth review of several Nooie products where I test them out, I compare them to some of my other ones that I have out there, either concurrently or in the past, and I'll let you know what I really think of these devices after putting them to the test. But I like to test them out for a few weeks to make sure I really get a good feel for how they work or what they don't work, and be able to compare them to my other products out there as well. So check out the channel, see what else I have out there. Take care and thanks.